Imagine you're trying to change your life, improve your habits, leave a sin, pass a difficult exam, organize your finances, heal your mind, or simply feel closer to Allah. And imagine someone came to you and quietly handed you a five-step plan, and almost no one is applying it correctly. When I discovered this hadith, I felt it wasn't just an ancient text. It felt more like a hidden life manual. A map for people like us, living with overload, bad habits, insomnia, study stress, goals we never start. This is the prophetic five-step plan to change your life, reinterpreted for our time, but carrying the pure essence of his words. Take a breath. Let's begin. Step 1. Hold tight to what benefits you. The Prophet ﷺ begins by saying, strive for what benefits you. Today, this step would sound like, stop living on autopilot and choose intentionally the actions that bring you closer to your best self. If you're studying, this step means letting go of fear of the exam and choosing the habit, opening the book for 10 minutes even when you don't feel motivated. If you're trying to leave a sin, it means deleting that app, leaving that chat, unfollowing that account. Your attention is your treasure, and every like you chase costs spiritual energy. Here's the key question. What small action benefits me today? Not tomorrow, not when I feel ready, today. And when you choose what benefits you, even if it's tiny, you've already started changing your destiny. Step 2. Seek the help of Allah. This step is beautiful because it comes right after personal effort. It's as if Allah is telling you, do your part, but don't do it alone. In modern life, seeking Allah's help isn't just making a quick dua. It's turning your daily struggle into an act of spiritual connection. When you walk into work stressed, you can say, "Oh Allah, make this day light for me." When you sit to study, say, "Oh Allah, open my mind and bless my time." When you're trying to leave a habit that hurts you, ask, "Oh Allah, protect me from myself." Today we use Google for everything except to look for peace. This step reminds you that the greatest help comes before your first move. Step 3. Don't give up. Here the Prophet ﷺ is direct. Do not be incapable. Meaning, don't let fear, doubt, or laziness paralyze you. In 2025, this sounds like fighting the quietest enemy, procrastination, postponing everything, waiting for the perfect moment. Not giving up means studying even when you're tired. It means getting back up after a sin without letting guilt destroy you. It means continuing to make dua for something important even when you don't see results in a month. It means working on healing your mind even when you don't see results in a month. This step isn't heroic, it's humble. Sometimes not giving up is just showing up one more day, one more prayer on time, one more page of Quran, one more attempt to be kind when you feel empty. Every small act is seen by Allah, even when you don't give yourself credit. Step 4. Accept Allah's decree without living in the what if. فَإِنْ أَصَابَكِ شَيْءٌ فَلَا تَقُلْ لَا. This step is deeply psychological. The Prophet ﷺ says that if something happens to you, don't say, "If only I had done this," because law opens the door to shaitan. This is exactly what we now call rumination, that thought that loops in your head and makes you replay scenes of the past and makes you feel guilty about things you can no longer change. In modern life, this applies when you study hard but the exam doesn't go as planned. A relationship ends even though you tried. You try to change a habit and fail. A dream doesn't happen even though you gave your best. Allah doesn't ask you to be perfect. He asks you not to destroy yourself with the past. The past cannot be rewritten, but it can be reinterpreted. Sometimes Allah closes a door so you grow, not so you suffer. Step 5. Trust Allah's decree with a peaceful heart. Qadarullah wa ma sha'a fa'al. The last step is the most transformative. The Prophet says, "Say, this is the decree of Allah, and He does what He wills." It's not a phrase for giving up. It's a phrase for freeing yourself. When you accept that Allah makes no mistakes, your failures become lessons. Your delays become protection. Your pain becomes a path towards something better. And when something you really wanted doesn't happen, it's not because you're worthless. It's because Allah is preparing you to receive it the right way. Here is where peace is born. True peace. The kind that doesn't depend on results, numbers, or likes. The kind that doesn't break after a bad day. The kind that feels that, no matter what happens, you are exactly where Allah wants you to be. Closing message. The Hadith gave us a map. 1. Choose what benefits you. 2. Seek Allah's help. 3. Don't give up. 4. Don't live trapped in what could have been. 5. Accept Allah's decree with peace. 5 simple steps that, if applied sincerely, can reorganize your entire life, your habits, your relationship with Allah, your studies, your work, your social media use, your anxiety, and your heart. And if today you feel lost, confused, or tired, this hadith is your sign. You're not far. You're not late. You're not broken. You're simply being called to walk. And Allah never calls someone without opening a path for them.